Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren out there teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and the rest of the elect out there, shalom. I'm the brother Dama Akibar, here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. All right, and it's going to be a quick lesson, a quick lunchtime lesson. But I was reading this article here from Zero Hedge, and there's some very interesting things written in this article, which showing you that, this man is definitely getting ready to come down with that great wrath, and basically the gloves are off, and they're getting ready to wage some serious war on you American people, starting with that situation over there in Minnesota, and it's gonna spread as more of these individuals, are so-called interfering with these ICE agents, with these raids, Now they're pinpointing that there are certain insurgency groups inside of these different protests that are being paid and that are highly sophisticated and, stopping ICE from doing their job and, interfering with, with these different raids and with ICE and with basically this whole situation, man. And they're getting ready to categorize a lot of you people, and they're getting ready to be able to be given the green light to start sending you people back into the spirit world, man. And this Trump administration is really turning his own personal army into they're about to start treating you American citizens as enemies and terrorists, man. And they're about to start laying more of you people down. And in return, we're going to start seeing more of these so-called ICE agents getting laid down. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get to the point, to where you're going to have a lot of these ICE agents, homes and family members getting harmed. They're going to start figuring out where these ICE agents live, who they are behind the mask. And they're going to start, taking it to them, it's going to start getting real personal and real nasty, man. But if we can see, I'm going to show you in this article, is that basically Trump is giving these, own personal army of his the green light to start to put you people to death, man. You're going to start seeing X-ray executions, man, and more people being laid down and being smoked. But like we told you, Jake, it's the time of Jacob's trouble, man. And, and brother's been doing videos where, they're telling those ICE agents and people in their neighborhoods to start telling ICE where so-called people of color live. And pretty much, they're getting ready to start, rounding up you American citizens who are on the yellow, the blue, or the red list, man, which is something the elders and the apostles spoke about many, many years ago. And this whole thing is basically turning into, Jacob's trouble. And this American, the government waging war on you American people and them moving like madmen. But this says, Stephen Miller, it says, feds have begun work of identifying, disrupting, and dismantling the insurgent networks in Minnesota. It says Stephen Miller, a top White House official, said Tuesday evening that federal law enforcement now has the resources to protect its officers and begin the work of identifying, disrupting, and dismantling the insurgent networks, hampering immigration and custom enforcement operations in Minnesota. And basically, this is going to eventually become even more broadened to where, they're going to be able to use this different technology and this different software to where they're going to be able to, come up against anybody that the government deems to be, undesirable, or anybody speaking out against the government, or anybody that's, calling out the bullshit or the hypocrisy or the straight blatant, wickedness of this Trump administration, man. You see, this is what these technocrats was put in there to do. This is what Elon Musk was set up to do. Palantir, all these technocrats, all this technology, to use all of this technology to basically to wage war on you American people and to round up all the undesirables. And like I said, everybody that's on the yellow, red, or blue list, or however it goes. But I want to get to the main point of this article. It says Miller's message came after President Trump released a statement on Truth Social earlier Tuesday saying, "Fear not, great people of Minnesota, the day of reckoning and retribution is coming." And where is it? Here, okay, it says the Department of Homeland Security launched a large-scale deployment of federal agents to Minnesota and St. Paul in early January 26, deploying approximately 2,000 federal agents from ICE, Customs and Border Protection, and Homeland Security investigations under a operation dubbed Operation Metro Surge, you see? And this is a operation being used against you American people to wage war on you, in other words. But watch this point, right? This is the point I wanted. Where is it? Here we go. Miller delivered an encouraging message to these federal officers. Now pay attention. During an appearance on Fox News Will Cain show Tuesday evening. Now listen to this. It says, "You have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties. Anyone who lays a hand on you or tries to stop you or tries to obstruct you is committing a felony," he stated. "You have immunity to perform your duties, and no one, no city official, no state official, no illegal alien, no leftist agitator, or domestic insurrectionist can prevent you from fulfilling your legal obligations and duties." So basically, they're in a roundabout way giving them the green light to execute you people if they feel threatened, or if or if the situation comes to that. You have immunity to do your duties, man. You see, and this is why they're talking about going door to door. This is why they're talking about in Minnesota, point the ICE agents to where your so-called people of color live, man. Because what they're going to start doing is just going around and just laying people down. Remember, they have total immunity, so it's going to be their word against your word, so they're going to be able to blow people away and just say, well, I felt threatened. Well, hey, they were obstructing me from doing my duties. And it's only a matter of time before Trump crazy ass, is going to literally come out and tell them, you will be killed. You will be thrown in a concentration camp. You will face summary execution if you, stand in the way of these agents doing their jobs, man. And all they need to do is let things get more and more chaotic to where he can pass this Insurrection Act, and then he'll have the green light to do whatever the fuck he want to do, man. And we know that's going to lead to what? Well, let me get it. All right, this is Revelations chapter 12. I quoted it. Revelations 12:12. "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time." You see, he knows that time is against him. He sees, the American dollar is being dropped and dumped by all these different nations. He sees BRICS and these different countries coming together to, do away with the American dollar and the power that it has given America to be able to, bully and debo a lot of these other nations around the world, man. This is why he's trying to go into Venezuela. He's trying to go into Greenland. He's trying to amass as much natural resources and shit that he can, because he sees that the dollar is out of there, So they're trying to, position themselves to be able to keep some type of power. But ultimately, hey, Esau's time is done. We're at the end of his age and at the end of his chapter. So he's getting ready to come down with great wrath, man. He needs to bring in this new world order. He needs to, break the average American citizen, He needs to move quickly. But it says the Department of Justice has made it clear that if officials cross the line into obstruction, into criminal conspiracy against the United States or against ICE officers, when then they will face justice. It says, during a later appearance on Fox News Angle, Miller described the ongoing anti-ICE riots in the Twin Cities as a sophisticated insurgency and domestic terrorism, you see? And we know a lot of these people that are in these protests are agent provocateurs, man. See, he's controlling both sides of the situation because he has an agenda, man. And he's going to ultimately play both sides so that he could, be justified in, like I said, bringing in the Insurrection Act, being able to come up against Trump's political opponents, coming up against these blue states, and coming up against these American people that's not with, what's going on, man. Because you hear a lot of talk of these, especially these Edomites and these left wingers talking about enough is enough. We need to take up arms. There needs to be a civil war. We're not going to be able to vote our way out of this. We ultimately see, they're trying to bring in this totalitarian system. We have to fight. We're not going to be able to, to have any more fair elections. It's basically Trump is turning into a dictator, so we need to fight. So these devils are setting the stage to where they're going to be able to, be able to be justified in waging war, man. See, this is why you're going to have sedition here in this country. This is why, we're telling you, Jake, man, hey, things is about to get buck wild here in Babylon the Great, man. And now these devils are getting ready to be able to, be justified in waging war on you people. What else is in here? It says, Mayor Jacoby Frey, Governor Tim Walz, and Attorney General Keith Ellison have deliberately, willfully, and purposely incited this violent insurgency against immigration and customs enforcement and against Border Patrol, he said. Blah, blah, blah. It goes into, these mayors. Yeah, it says the Miller pointed out that the insurgencies are highly coordinated operators who attempt to free arrestees by tracking ICE operations through spotters and blocking their vehicles. Then they dox ICE officers. They follow them home. They follow them to where they sleep at night, he said. It's a sophisticated insurgency involving a large number of radicalized extremists, violent left-wing operators stoked by the Democratic Party, Miller continued. Which you see, they're now they're going to be able to categorize particular people for the shit that they're doing, man, especially when it's against the powers that be. So we can see they're setting a very dark and evil precedent to bring martial law, you see, to bring the order out of the chaos, to let all hell break loose, because Esau thinks he's in total control, but really he's not, man. And now they're getting ready to pass laws to where they're going to be justified in doing to violate your constitutional rights, and to basically to bring all chaos here, man. You see? So we can see, hey, man, civil war is right at the brink of happening. This place is collapsing. All hell's getting ready to break loose. And this devil was setting the stage to be justified into locking everything down and, bringing in his new world order. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And all this shit was already prescribed already. These devils knew exactly what they were doing when they, when Trump started doing all this mass deportations. They understood what the ultimate end goal was going to be, was ultimately to be able to use it to, wage war on the everyday average American citizen, man, to be able to come up against the undesirables, man, to set up this, this police state, to lock shit down, to be able to deem people that they don't want in this society to be extremists and terrorists, to categorize you. And remember, Trump said long ago that he's ready to get rid of undesirable and deport American citizens. And this is going to give them the perfect justification to do all of that. Remember, they still have thousands of FEMA camps here in Babylon the Great. ICE has purchased warehouses and buildings to where they're going to turn them into detention centers to be able to house so-called migrants. But now they're getting ready to, throw a lot of you American people and you protesters in these things, man. They got the technology to where anybody that was in the vicinity or in the area of these protests, they got technology now to where they can, without a warrant, track your location and track your phones and follow you to your house. And they're going to start going door to door, man. Knocking down doors, man. Rounding up American citizens, turning this place into a straight Gestapo in Nazi Germany. And guess what? They're going to be able to pass laws to justify it. So no more constitutional right, no more right to free speech, no more right to protest. That's just getting ready to become a felony, and it's getting ready to be deemed illegal pretty soon, which is going to cause all hell to break loose. It says to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless, man. Hey, and we can see this shit getting ready to take place, man. Look at this. It says, there has already been in the recent days a huge increase in arrests of domestic insurgency. Now, if you go to these protests, now if you're out there videotaping ICE, which is not illegal, which is right within your constitutional rights. But remember, the Constitution, as far as these devils see it, is just a piece of paper. Now they're setting up to where ICE is immune, and they have total immunity to violate your rights and to violate your constitutional rights, which, is being done in purpose so they can get these American people and these different citizens to react and to lash out and to get violent so they can be justified and coming down with that great wrath, man. You see, it's all a game, man. All this shit is being orchestrated. It's all being done intentionally because there's an agenda behind all of this shit. And ultimately, it's going to lead to prophecy being fulfilled. So we're all for it, man. It says, but those numbers are going to increase, he said. Americans voted in a landslide to uphold the sovereignty of this country, he added. Americans by overwhelming majorities oppose mass Somali fraud. Americans by overwhelming majorities oppose blah, blah, blah. You see, there they go, blaming. They're going to use the blame game, man. And eventually they're going to start blaming you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans as another huge problem here in this country that needs to be dealt with, man. You see? And they're going to make it seem as if they're doing it to protect you. And this is why they're going to eventually going to say that, look, everybody needs to be identified. Everybody needs to have their biometrics. Everybody needs to be digitally identifiable, whether you're going on the internet, whether you're just an American citizen. We need to have this digital ID system in place to be able to know who's friend or foe, who's a true American or who's an enemy of America, man. See, it's all part of the agenda and the plan, man. But ultimately, the point being is that, hey, they're giving these fucking devils and these ICE agents, these Proud Boys, these good old patriots, immunity to bash the skulls in of you American citizens that oppose and that protest and that's, standing on your constitutional rights to do particular things. Hey, but it's all, at the end of the day, it's all part of prophecy. So this devil, man, is turning up the heat. Hey, he's getting ready. Hey, things are going to intensify. And, hey, man, more blood is going to be spilled. And eventually, this civil war is going to pop off to the fullest, man. So we're going to continue to watch, continue to, prophesy, man. And, hey, may Yahweh Shem Yahushua be with the elect. May we be covered and protected in the midst of all of this chaos because it's only going to intensify, man. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm looking for our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And until the next one, shalom.